let's go through learning target 231, which is to compare linear representations and their slopes. And so you're going to be given like 2 or 3 different representations of linear functions and asked which is the steepest, or this one says which function has the least steep slope, and then to explain. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is find the slope for every representation that you're being given. So I have a graph and an equation. An equation is easy because our slope is just m. So this is our slope 2/3. Then I want to go through and find my slope for my graph by finding 2 points on the line and counting my rise and my run. So I rise down 1 and I run to the right 2. So my slope for this one is -1/2. So I have my slopes for each of my representations, and now it's asking me which is the least steep. So you also need to understand what steepness means and how to compare your numbers. So steepness is referring to the distance from 0. The steeper something is, the further from 0 it is. So 5 is steeper than 1. Oftentimes we have fractions, and so I think the easiest thing to do is to convert your fractions to decimals to be able to easily compare them. So -1/2, if you want to convert that to a decimal, just do -1 divided by 2, which is -0.5, which many of you probably know. And the same thing for 2/3, we get 0.6 repeating. So this is... So now it doesn't matter if one is positive or one is negative. That doesn't matter. What matters is the distance from 0. So imagine like walking from 0 to get to -0.5 and walking from 0 to get to 0.6. Which one is further or closer? In this case, if it's the least steep, this means closer to 0. And so in this case, closer to 0 would be -0.5. So we're going to say the graph, and our reasoning is because -1/2 is closer to 0 than 0.6 repeating. So least steep means closer, steepest means furthest away. Besides a graph and an equation, you could also have a table or a set of points. And for a table or a set of points, you find the slope the exact same way, and that's using the slope formula. So if I just had, like, let's say instead of this equation, I had the points 3, -7 and 5, 10. I could use those 2 points, plug them into the slope formula, find my slope. For a table, it's the same process, except you get to pick which points you want. So if I decide to use this one, this is x, y, and then this one is x, y, and so I can either pull them out and rewrite them like this, or just label x1, y1, x2, y2. And then you can use the slope formula the same way.